He said, here comes the big boss. Let's get it on. We took the bow and made a stand. Started swaying with the hand. Sudden motion made me skip. Now we're into a brand new trip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they did it with expertise.
All right, we are live. How is everybody? Everybody doing all right? How are we doing? Everybody should be doing good. Hopefully, I'll get this dialed in a little bit better and get the volume right. Softening out. All right. So, I wanted to do a quick podcast and bring everybody up to speed. Let's see if I can't get this dialed in. Let's see. Just give me a minute. We'll do a brief intermission and we'll get rolling.
They were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip, and a kicking from the hip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning.
We are live, so hopefully everyone's having a good Tuesday. Give you guys a couple quick updates. I want to thank kbar.com. Thank everybody over here in the studio. Just wanted to do a really good podcast for you guys on an interesting topic that interests me. So we'll kill the music. So what's up, everybody? Daryl, it hasn't been too long. We had Scummy on Friday. Today's only Tuesday, unless you missed a few episodes. So hopefully you're good. Semi-Auto Kid, what's good? What's good in the universe? We're going to do a fun one that I wanted to get to, and I appreciate everyone's support. This is going to be a really good one, so for you guys that are chiming in on the live and take a minute to kind of tune in, I wanted to do something that we could have some fun with. So everybody hits me up from time to time and kind of starts in with the whole why Glock. So I wanted to kind of touch on that. Maybe I get a special guest on today. Who knows? So the topic today is really one that everybody kind of takes very personal. It's why Glock gets it right and others fail. So this is one that's important to me because there are companies out there that really get it right, and whether that's as manufacturers or distributors or resellers. So there's a lot of different reasons. So I'm going to do IG Live Semi-Auto Kit, but I've been trying to cut back on the IG Lives for a couple reasons. So there's a couple reasons for that. So I'm just trying to move people more towards YouTube. But I want to do why Glock gets it right. So some people say it's made to last. I trust my Glock all day. But it's deeper than that. It has to do with how the company's branded itself and how the company's portrayed itself. So Glock does a couple things right, and I have some notes in front of me. So Glock does a few things that other companies fail at. And if you are a company I work with or have worked with, don't take this personal. This is something maybe to take notes on or to understand. Here's the thing. Glock preaches three key things that other companies need to pay attention to. They preach modularity. You can do anything with their guns. So if you're going to make a modular pistol, they allow you to pretty much do anything to their gun aftermarket. They don't recommend it, but they're not mad at it either. So modularity. They preach simplicity. It's really simple to do things with their gun, to point it, to shoot it, to aim, to take it out of the box and have it good to go. It's a Glock. Out of the box, it answers all the questions. Thirdly, their price point and branding is really dialed in. They've really settled into a nice price space. You can pretty much buy any Glock for between $450 and $600. And it just works. Falls under simplicity. So a few people have said a few things. How many gun companies can say that their first gen models are still running like champs? It's a great question, American Merit. But they settled into a really perfect brand space and marketing space where at that price point, they pretty much own the market. You can put them up against anything. Companies have come in at $700, $800. We've seen HK really suffer because of that. We've seen SIG suffer because of it. SIG has had to go out and create a model to rival it. Now, the adaptability of the Glock over years and over time, it has transcended. It's like Seinfeld or Friends. It's been able to go generation after generation and still hold. You have to respect it. Now, where other companies fail is they try to do something that's churched up or dressed up, and they try to do something that's bigger and that it's a thing, and this is a steel frame, or this is a Ninja. Other companies fail, and they fail because they don't see the simplicity. Sometimes just having a simple approach to things makes all the sense in the world. And sometimes just being simple makes all the sense in the world. Just be simple. Just be simple. So, hopefully everybody hears me. I know I've been toying around with the audio and just playing around with some things, so hopefully everybody can hear me coming in just fine. Trying to fix it. It's a little hokey. So, but be simple. Be simple. So a few questions. Hell, Smith & Wesson straight up copied the Glock. They didn't straight up copy the Glock. What they did was they came out with a striker fire model, the M&P series, that was really very different from the Glock series. It was a much people either use one or the other. Now other things have come on the market, and Smith & Wesson's in a lot of trouble. Smith & Wesson's in a lot of trouble for a number of reasons. If you've noticed, their booth has gotten smaller and smaller. Their ownership group is a little different, and they are really scrambling to find an identity in the gun market. I think there's a number of reasons for that. They kind of dominated the concealed carry space for a long time with their Shield series, but now Glock's come out with the 43 and some of the different models that have rivaled Smith & Wesson and really given them a run for their money because the trigger is a lot crisper. There's reasons for that. I think, many people don't realize, and it's not about Glock. Glock is the catchy grab title. It's more, I'm talking about the SDV40. It's really an interesting conversation more about the brand and the brand identity and the brand development. And I've talked to some companies recently. I keep them nameless. And I was talking to them about different high-profile openings, and man, are some of these gun companies, they're lost. They're lost because they're paralyzed with fear, and they're paralyzed to go in certain directions and to do certain things, and it's really scary. Chuck Norris is an interesting one, Daryl. I think he's a good fit. I don't think he's a replacement. I think he's a good fit for that brand. I think that brand went in the right direction, and they have a strong foundation to build on. And I think that that's important. Now, with all that being said, I challenge you guys with this. Why does Glock get it right in your eyes? You guys are customers. You guys are consumers. Where does Glock go right and everybody else goes wrong? Why do they win? Why? What is it about them? Is it price? Is it marketing? Is it just the overall makeup of the brand? Is it the way they educate their consumer base? Is it that they've kept it so simple through the years? Glock could have ventured off into rifles. They never did. Glock could have ventured into other spaces. They never did. Why do they get it right? So there's a few reasons for that in my humble opinion, and I've given them. I think a lot of people don't look at the landscape the way that I do. I think Glock has basically built a foundation. My dad carried one on duty for 25 years, and he probably carried the same one. I think where Glock succeeded is they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They came out with something. They perfected it. That's why they call it Glock perfection. They simplified it, and they did it over and over and over again. And I think a lot of companies fail to realize that sometimes being simple is the right thing. People talk about how ugly a Glock is. I don't agree with that at all. There's something about a Glock 19, for example. The look makes you want to hold it. Interesting one, American Merit. I have the choice to change it if I would like. I have the choice to change it if I would like. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, there's a few things to point out. Everybody right now in the firearms business is paralyzed with fear. Fear from systemic risk, fear from political risk, fear from things they can't control. And I think right now, I've literally talked to companies that are still fixated on things like email. They're fixated on things like Instagram. They're very pot committed to things like IG. They're very pot committed to certain spaces, and they're not fleshing out what the next space is, and that's scary. What you choose to purchase intrigues me because you guys are the consumers. So I leave you with these talking points. 1, why does Glock succeed and others fail? And I look for the comments down below. Why do they have success where others do not? Why are they like the little engine that could and others are not? I'm curious to know. Glock is a good-looking gun. I named mine Nina. It's funny. She's a bad bitch. We're explicit. You can say bitch. So I'm curious to know. I think it's the simplicity, the modularity, the brand identification, and how they've kept their simple undertones and overtones through the years. And they've stood the test of time. Somebody made a good point earlier. A Gen 1 still holds up today. You can't fight a classic. And I'm a big believer that once you have a classic, it's a classic. People drink a Budweiser. People drink a Miller Lite. There's a reason these things stick with us. Nike, Reebok. And I think where some other companies have failed is they've tried to be too gimmicky. They've tried to be too cute. I think Smith & Wesson has a good product. I think Smith & Wesson just suffers from a little, they don't know what to promote. They bought Crimson Trace. They're a little lost. They need someone to go in there and just kind of clean it up, and figure out what it is they're promoting and why. But I think Smith & Wesson has a lot of hope. They're a little bit like a sleeping giant. I don't know anything about their marketing department. I know they're in the midst of a move. They're a little all over the place. If I was a betting man, they just don't know what direction to go in. Maybe we should promote rifles. Maybe we should promote pistols. Maybe we should do this. They're a little lost. Problem with being lost is while you're lost, other people are gaining ground on you. That's a little bit of the fear. Companies like Canik, companies like us, people just gain ground. And they pick up market share. Daryl makes a great point. It's the 1911 of the polymer game. I think that's what you're getting at. It just stands the test of time. I think you're right. I think 50 years from now, we'll still be talking about the simplicity of a Glock. So, with that being said, I want you to really take a minute and leave your comments below. Help me understand where you're coming from. Help me understand a little bit of your thoughts. I really want to see you guys' thoughts on this. I want to see your comments. I'm curious as to what you think. I think if we were to pick the top 5 pistol makers and look at them, you would still, 3 out of 5 guys would still lean towards a Glock. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Glock is like the AR-15 of handguns. It's a classic gun, but you can customize it and it however you want and make it look like a gun that was just released yesterday. It's a good one, semi-auto kit. I like that. I'll buy that. I don't know what the answer is ultimately. I have my thoughts. I think a lot of it has to do with the paralyzed fear of a lot of marketing and branding companies within these companies and divisions within these companies that just, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They're crippled. They're crippled. I don't think it's innovation. I think it's simplicity. And they're fighting one of the most simple creations in time. So I leave this podcast up there for you guys to ponder and for you guys to think about and for you guys to consider. Let me know what you think. Comment below. You know, Glock took the playbook from Colt and built a great name. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. Last 25 years have been a Glock-dominated world. This is meant to be a fun stream. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious to know all your thoughts and where you guys see it. Why does Glock get it right? What is it about them? And let me know. I'd still love to see a Glock rifle, but what would that rifle look like? Remember, they're Austrian. Glock is kind of like Colt 70 years ago. Simple household name. If you read the book, it's interesting. They had a very tumultuous history. But they're a great group of people, great company, great folks over there. But I am more curious as to what you guys have to say. You're the consumer. You go out and buy them. Everybody always says Glock 19, Glock 19, Glock 19, Glock 19. Maybe there's a Glock 17 in there somewhere. But let me know what you think. Why are they so successful? Is it marketing? Is it branding? I have my thoughts. I've shared them with you guys. You know what that rifle would look like would be very interesting. I've seen some cool aftermarket products. But let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to know down below in the comments, and I'm sure as hell going to leave a post up and let me hear your thoughts. So I appreciate everyone. Don't forget to check out kvar.com. Don't forget to leave comments. Thank all the sponsors. We're still giving away a Canik. We're still giving away some pistols. We're giving away some stuff, so don't hesitate to comment. I'm picking some random winners. I'm going to have you guys pick a winner for one of the Canik giveaways, so I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe and tune in where all podcasts are heard, and share. Give me some thumbs ups, and don't forget to comment. But I definitely want to know what you guys think. So hopefully everyone's well. This is a quick one. I thank all you guys for your time. I'll talk to you guys later.